Let me switch again, just a little quick focus. Leadership is something you work very hard at. I've watched you over the years. And so I'm sharing this question for particularly individuals that are maybe community leaders, but even more importantly, people who are educators, people who want to be leaders, people who want to have impact. Wanting and having are two different things. So, how do you define success as a leader? And what edge does successful leadership give you? And then I got a couple other I'll just throw on here. What habits are essential for effective leadership? And are there specific resources you would recommend for those wishing to become better leaders?
Well, habits, let's start there. The habits I have is I'm reading 10 books always. I'm reading one by John Maxwell. I'm on Change Your World. Mm-hmm. I'm reading one by Dr. DeWitt on biblical foundations and evolution. I'm reading one on by Jeff Henderson on Know What You're For. I'm reading one on red carpet customer service. I'm reading a sports book. I try to be a well-rounded individual who knows a little something about everything, and that means I'm not any good for anything probably. But you have to be well-read. That's a habit, and you do it daily. Every day you have to read. And the second thing I would say is a habit, and it goes to answering some of your success issues or success as a leader. I have, and this is going to sound ridiculous, so your leaders will have to gauge it by their lives. Mm-hmm. But I started out putting $50, $100, $1,000 a year into myself, attending leadership seminars, going where, don't miss this, the influencers are.
Yeah.
And so for the last 20 years, I've spent $50,000 a year. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard
$50,000 a year for 20 years, putting myself in places of influence. I'm known, I'm recognized, I'm asked to speak. They know who I am. I will have dinner with the governor Thursday night next week. Mm-hmm. My wife and I and two other couples. I had dinner with the Vice President Pence, and two other couples. I had, when Rob Portman was going through a tough time, Rob called me for the day to his office in the Senate, and I spent it. When Bob's declaring in Ohio for a U.S. House seat, even though I'm in South Carolina, he's connecting to Mark Smith because he knows who I know. When the president of a company invites me to an event and says, I need you, I'm going to do a leadership summit, and then each of you are going to put in $10,000, I'll find some way to do that. Mm-hmm. Or it may be $50 luncheon or $500 luncheon. That's what Mark Smith's done. Yeah. So I'm around influencers. And so then that has brought me the right platform. And then everyone that knows Mark Smith knows I have huge vision to impact the world. And secondly, and this is probably the most important, I was just with John Maxwell, and he said, Mark, you're a guy that if you say it, you can take it to the bank, it's done.
Yeah.
And then Jim Barnes, my former president up at Indiana Wesleyan, said, Mark, I know if I leave it with Mark Smith, I'll never have to worry about it. I do what I say I'm going to do. I'm successful. I'll kill myself to it if I have to stay up 18 hours a day to do it. I would say on a spiritual front, for those who have a faith component, probably the thing that drives me the most is my prayer life. This weekend, I would have prayed probably 4 hours. I'm going into board meeting this week. I will pray another hour and a half tonight, daily, an hour, 2 hours, sometimes more. I've had days where I've prayed as long as 4 hours, getting in a place where I'm really with God. And those things have hugely shaped me. The last one I would mention is I'm a very broken man. from a life of pain from a car wreck. A guy hit me head on and almost killed me. And so I don't walk well. And I've had cancer and I've had a stroke. And the brokenness and the dependency on God has driven me to a place where God can use me. And so anything that's happened with my life success-wise, really eternity will reveal if it was worth anything or not, or was it wood, hay, and stubble.
Yeah.
But I've given it all. I've given it all. I've laid it all on the line, 100% effort. When my son comes home from soccer and they've lost a game and he's complaining about a sore leg, I'm like, get up from there and get out there and practice again. You know,
Yeah.
you got to give it all. And that's the way my life is.